again, back in the garage. Welcome back to everybody that has been following along. And you know, we've been doing piddly little stuff here and there, just kind of seeing what's in the rear end and cleaning up the car, doing that kind of stuff. Waiting for this. Yes. Motor's finally here. Went and picked it up yesterday. And, you know, if you're hot rodding anything, you know things are going to happen from time to time. So it's always good to, I don't know, have a backup. But we found the second one on Facebook Marketplace. It's got flat tops in it. They're cast. No big deal. I'm kind of doing a cast piston thing right now anyway, because, I mean, we're doing it cheap. Cheap as we can. But the guy was getting away from this engine. He's kind of going a different direction with it. It's only got about 10,000 miles on it or so. He said it had good compression. There's one cylinder. He said he thinks he may have collapsed a ring. I don't know. We're going to pull it apart anyway because I got to put gap in the rings. But it's a flat top 350. It's an old school two-piece remain seal motor versus this other one here, which is a one-piece remain seal motor, which is the newer, more later model stuff before they switched to the LT1 and then LS and then LT1 again. Different style LT1, but whatever. So I've got a couple of things going on here. The one-piece rear main seal motor came out of a Z71 truck. So more than likely, it's a 4-bolt main motor, which is great. You know, not that I've ever had a crank fall out of one because it was a 2-bolt main or whatever, but you know, it's a 4-bolt main, so it's got to be better, right? Whatever. Second thing, since it did come out of a Z71, there's a chance it's a steel crank. I don't know. I won't know until I pull it apart. So that's what I'm going to do. This motor has a lot of miles on it. It was getting down on power, which is why it was pulled out. He pulled it out and just put another motor in it. Basically pulled it out before it died kind of thing. So I'll go in, we'll pull it apart, hone it, you know, myself, put new rings, bearings in it, gap the crap out of them, put it back together, there we go. But here's the thing. The older motor has flat tops in it, so it would give me better compression. The newer motor has dish pistons in it, lower compression. The heads that I'm going to be using are 64cc heads. So with the flat tops would be a better combination. The older motor is the good 010 high nickel block that you want, but it is a 2-bolt main motor. So I have some decisions to make. You know, I'll make a 383 out of one of them. Just kind of have to decide what I want to do there. If the Z71 motor has a steel crank in it, then I may just take the flat top pistons out of the older motor, put it in the newer motor, and run it like that. Or maybe, you know, later on save up and buy a set of forged pistons for it and just have a forged piston 350 and build a 383 out of the other one. There's a lot of things I could do. You know, kind of depends. As I said before, it depends on the situation and what we come across as we're going through all this. Because honestly, plans change as you find different things and get different deals on stuff. And it's like, oh, well, I can do this now, you know, that kind of stuff. Well, like it already has changed. So originally I was just going to take the stock motor, freshen it up, put a cam in it, and just go juice the piss out of it, because that's honestly the cheapest way you could do anything. You know, take a stock motor, put a better cam in it. Yeah, you're not going to be going super fast, but you'll be do pretty good. You know, get down in the 8s in the 8th mile, or 13s in the quarter mile. Put nitrous on it, run in the 12s or low 8s, maybe high 7s. You know, that me and our group, we've done that combination a million times. It's tried and true. No, that's simple, easy, stock, low compression 350 with Summit 214, 224 cam will get you 880s all day long. Put nitrous on it, get you 820s all day long. That's what it does. We're going to do something a little better than that, because, well, we have the parts laying around. You know, I've got a much better cam laying over here. It's a solid cam, flat tappet solid cam. Paul has a solid roller cam. Well, it's a roller cam. It's not a fast ramp cam, so you can run hydraulic or solid lifters on it. It's a low lift retrofit roller cam. So the Z71 motor, being a later model motor, more than likely is a roller motor. If it is, I could literally take that cam and just slide it in. Reuse the lifters that are there. All that. Well, I would replace them, but you could technically reuse the lifters that are there. But they've got a crap ton of miles on them, so it's a good idea to change them anyway. And he's got a set of Perform RPM heads, which you can put on it. So technically, this Z71 motor could turn into a flat top 350 with a steel crank, solid roller cam, Perform RPM heads, and, you know, I'm looking for a Victor Jr. because I'm running nitrous on it. But, you know, a good intake, a Holley 750, and my nitro system. That could potentially be a 6-second motor all day long. Cast pistons, got no money in it. Now we're having fun. But, you know, we're going to tear it apart here and see what we got. See you back in a minute. Okay. First things first, we got to get the water out of this thing. Because whenever we are working on it and we have to turn the motor over and all that kind of stuff, you don't want to flood your garage, basically. So there's a little nifty little plug down here on the side of the block. That will let you drain the water passages. There we go. You just have to be a little more determined than it is. Now, another thing about these is it's common for a bunch of gunk and crap to be built up in the bottom so it doesn't drain, like so. So usually just get up in there, working around a little bit, and out it comes. Put that back in. Now, normally, there's one on the other side as well, and I would drain that too. But apparently somebody put, looks like a freeze plug on it, so I don't know. We may get that might bite us in the butt later. We'll see. But I will only be able to go so far tonight because I don't have a harmonic balancer puller. I'll have to borrow one of those later on to get the balancer off. But we can get the heads off and get the oil pan off. See all we need to see. Alright, well, first things first, we'll take the intake off. These are the right tools for the job, and the right tools for this job are, of course, a screwdriver and a hammer. Alright, well, first disappointment. It's not a roller motor. That's all right though. Just means we'll have to use different lifters. Oh, look at that, Velcro. All right. Intake's off. Next order of business, get the heads off. But I think we're all right. Look at that. There we go. Camera magic removed the head for me. And looks much like the other side did. Lovely dish beveled pistons. High performance, you know. Well, now the fun part. There will be oil coming out of this thing. So I need to empty my drain pan. Then we'll turn this thing over. I know you can't see it, but I do have a bunch of cardboard on the ground down here. Just for this because, well, I'm going to drain the oil out of the pan because there is oil in the pan. But when we flip it upside down, oil always finds a way out. Okay, well, when I was pulling the dipstick tube out, I was shaking it all around, and you could hear there's still water in this thing. So, you get to watch the fun. And since, yes, I'm a single dad, and there's no female here to yell at me for it, I put towels down. Let's fix our angle here. And here we go. Soak it up. We've got something trying to get away over there. All right. Now, that'll be the majority of it. But there'll be oil to come. Join the party here in a minute. So, just to be proper and all, you got to put the white one on top. Because you know, it won't come out in the wash. And we are upside down. That's how you do that. We have two different size oil pan bolts, which is normal. You got small and not as small. 1/2 inch and 3/8. A bit of an extension. That's what she said. Oh, wait. Never mind. Oop. Eh. Oh, gotta get my prime tool again. It is a 2-bolt main, which tells me it's probably a cast crank too, which is fine. Just changes the options some more. Yep. Cast crank. Yep. Now we know what we got. Move my light here. But as you can see, 2-bolt mains, because it's just bolt here, bolt here. 4-bolt would have bolts on the outside as well. Put down in there. Not too bad. All right. And yes, normally you wouldn't turn the motor upside down with the lifter still in it. But considering how gummed up it is, I kind of figured they would stay. Or I just forgot. One of the two, you know. Yeah. I meant to do it. Okay, so now we know what we're dealing with. 2 2-bolt main cast crank motors. Fine. Not a big deal. 1 2-piece rear main seal, 1 1-piece rear main seal. So if I get a 383 kit, you know, if I come across one cheap, it doesn't matter which one I get because I've got both blocks. So what I may do is go ahead and just re-ring the blue one, because I know it's a good motor and it already has the flat tops in it. Put the cam in it, because that one I can put together the quickest, but it's going to take me a little while to get the heads because, well, you know, they're cheap, but they're not that cheap. But that's what we got for right now. Oh, there was something else I was going to point out to you. Just FYI crap. Fun stuff to know. But your rocker arm bolts. These little guys right here. Notice how they're kind of beveled like that? If you look real close, I don't know if you can tell in the picture. Let me get over here on the light. Right there. It's kind of oval shaped. Reason being is a lock nut. So when you adjust the rocker arms, they don't back off like a regular nut. Just extra information for those who don't know. All right. Talk at you later.